You guys are gonna hate me, but like I don't like Tom Holland in most things.
You don't
I think
like
he got
Tom
better.
Holland?
I
Dude.
don't.
Okay,
like
this is a
Tom
new
Holland.
debate. Let's start it.
You're talking
I'm
to a
joking.
Spider-Man fan here. You watch your words.
I know. I'm a Spider-Man fan here on, and I know what I'm talking about. I think generally he got better, but for the first two, I don't know. Like the first one I definitely did not like. Okay, second one grew on me. The
Wait.
third one's awesome, but-
Hold up.
Wait a second. Hold on. Let me get my thoughts together before we talk about this. Okay,
I don't
making
want
it
to start
public.
an argument before this one. I feel like
Well,
this could
you
be
already
its own
opened that
stream.
can of worms, buddy.
All right.
The sound
Let's do
seems
it.
to be okay. Yeah,
We got
everything
5
seems okay.
minutes. It'll take 10, but sure. All right, let's go.
You said everything's cool so far?
Yeah. I'm not seeing any frame drops. The sound sounds okay.
Perfect. Okay, making the announcement on the second channel. Real quick.
Yeah. So everything's good. I'm going to start advertising on my end. But
This
yeah.
turned it into a debate night. It's not even just about the wings now. It's about
Right.
Spider-Man actors.
Yeah. Hey, that would get views. It's a thing where, look, all right, I get it. I get that the hype, and I understand people who love, what's the first one? Homecoming?
Spider-Man Homecoming?
Homecoming, yeah.
Yeah. I generally don't. I don't like Spider-Man Homecoming for some
What?
reason. It just makes me mad.
You don't like
boy.
Homecoming? Wait, okay.
Aside
Okay.
from,
Wait.
the last-
Wait. Before you continue,
Okay.
let me get this right. So you said you
Yes.
like Far From Home, but you don't like Homecoming.
Yes. I
Okay.
think Far From Home's okay.
Okay, don't continue. Because I literally just had I just had this conversation. Why is it when I meet people, they either like Homecoming and then hate Far From Home, or it's the other way around? It's never I like both or I dislike both. It's always that. I like Homecoming.
I like both.
I don't like Far From Home. I like Far From Home. I don't like Homecoming. If I mess that up, whatever. You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
that's
Man,
always the
I
case.
guess
That's
I guess
interesting.
I never met someone who did like. Well, I met people who love all three, but I never really met. I don't know. I guess I have met at least one person who did, but yeah, just for me personally, I feel as if fundamentally, when it comes to at least Homecoming, it's broken to me. Aside from like the final, aside from like the final act, because like it's the thing where it's like, look, first viewing, I liked Homecoming when I was like however old I was. I think it was okay. But like going through my love for the other movies, especially for like the Andrew Garfield films or even like the Tobey Maguire movies, like the thing is with Tom Holland, and I bet you hear this a bunch. That's just me as well. Generally, I think he's handed everything. I think he's handed everything.
Okay. You're not wrong.
What?
You're not wrong.
But that's why I love the last.
Does that make the movie bad though? Or does it just not make it a fundamental traditional Spider-Man story?
Look, it's a thing where it's like, see, that's where I kind of go back and forth with it. The thing is, to me, aside from like me generally thinking Holland Spider-Man is kind of annoying, I'm sorry, I get it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God! Have you read Spider-Man? He's meant to be annoying.
I know he is.
Yo.
Tom Holland is the kind. I'm not gonna lie. Look, I'm gonna be truthful. We're gonna be real.
Yo.
A piece. I'll be lying and say a piece of me not liking Homecoming is a bit of salt from Andrew getting snuffed of 3.
Okay. You know what? I'll be completely honest. Back in 2015, whatever time it was, when it got announced that Andrew Garfield would not be returning for TASM 3, I was just like you. I was like, please, Lord, do not put Spider-Man in the MCU. I want the Spider-Man universe. I want Andrew to stay. And I still to this day believe Andrew Garfield is my favorite actor to have played Spider-Man. Tom Holland has not taken that away from him. But I can't put that on Tom, bro. Like, I can't. That's the same way that people are chewing out David Cornsweat right now for what happened to Cavill. Like, it's not his fault he got out.
Yeah, that's why I try to say, like, I try to separate that stuff away. I just have to be true. But my main point is generally it's not just that. Just to me, I get it. Spider-Man's supposed to be joking, but like joking annoying to the point where it's the villains, not joking annoying to me. I feel like to me, at least the first one, Holland did get better. I will say Holland did get better. I will say he got better. But just the first one itself, to me, it was just more over so annoying. I get it. He's a really young kid. They're trying to play it. It's technically a real, more believable teen experiment we've had on a live action screen.
I can't knock that. I can't knock that.
Yeah. To me, a lot of the stuff with Tony Stark and like the hero, which to me, it felt like more so weird. I understand that it's not a conventional Spider-Man story, and I'm all for stuff like that, and that's fine. Technically, I love Across the Spider-Verse, and that's all about trying to be a non-conventional Spider-Man story.
Even though I would agree it's way more in line with what Spider-Man is as a character than Homecoming.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, where at least I'm all for doing different things. I am. It's kind of how I feel with Ninja Turtles, to where I'm all for doing different things, but there are some things, just a few things you need to keep that like makes it Spider-Man.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that.
Lack of Uncle Ben, I get it's overdone, but at least something like that, like a core to that, I feel like was not there. The thing about Peter really making his stuff, or really having some agency into his suits, like I liked the final act of the movie that kind of played into that with his homemade suit. If I say anything, the "If This Be My Destiny" scene is probably the best version of that scene on screen. Probably, I don't know. I maybe Spectacular might bump it up, be better. But I like how they did that scene, and I like how they did a climax where he did rely on like his tech and everything, and how he turned down being part of the Avengers, even though he ultimately joined. But still, it's like, but everything else in the movie, the high school antics, the whole thing at like the Cap, when they went to that, where was it? They had to go to like some field trip or something.
Yeah.
Yes, that, Washington. Like, a lot of stuff with Liz and everything. And I don't really like their version of Flash. I'm glad they didn't go for the jock, but he's kind of forgettable. I don't know. And Ned's cool, but yeah, it's just generally I don't really like. And I feel like the MJ thing was cute at first, but later I'm just like, well, I wish they would have been upfront about it. I don't know, but I feel like everything that in the second one with Far From Home was done a bit better. But as for No Way Home, it felt like it wasn't enough being Spider-Man. Where I like Far From Home because the whole point of that movie is don't be Iron Man, Peter, be Spider-Man. The whole point of the other movie was kind of just, well, you don't be Iron Man, just kind of be Iron Man Jr., which I don't know about. But
I disagree.
Yeah, that's just my heart.
Because I generally agree with what you mean about like they need to keep some things intact with the character that's just in the nature of him. Fully agree on that. Yeah. What baffles me though is the Far From Home over Homecoming thing, because I feel like Homecoming was more in line than Far From Home. Yeah. Even though I'm first initial viewing, I preferred Far From Home. Yeah. But I think I'm a bigger Homecoming fan now. Think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of the other way too for a long time. But like, going like a few years ago, going back through them all, it's kind of how I stand on them. But I will say though that because of Homecoming exists, it wouldn't make, and I guess Far From Home to a extent, it wouldn't make No Way Home work as well, to where it does deliver on all those things, to where it's in a way where like I feel like they got enough complaints from people like me. They're just like, oh well, they found a way to make it all come around to where it works in the end, to where Peter's like becomes more of the Spider-Man that, or at least has more of the fundamental things with Spider-Man, even more so where they kind of push it more than what this requires.
The way you worded that, I've been hearing a lot of that, like Spider-Man fans complain enough. I don't know where that came from, because I mean, I could see the argument that you think that, but who's to say that wasn't always the plan?
Maybe it was.
Because I generally had the mindset that like Marvel very much is like, if they've done something before or another studio has adapted a character, they want to do everything to depart from that version of the character. So they were like, we just had Andrew after Toby almost immediately. This is the third Spider-Man. How do we make him radically different? And yes, for a few years, it kind of sacrificed the identity of the character. But it was also, we got two fresh Spider-Man movies that you never would have seen before under any other context. Then we get back to traditional. after like a good clean slate of a few years. So that's why Brand New Day has me way more forgiving of Homecoming.
Yeah,
Far From Home.
Me too.
So,
that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah,
like, that's a valid point. I guess I can see where you're coming from. I definitely remember people complaining about that online, like on Twitter, in between movies. At least when it came to like after like around Far From Home, people look back on like because I was like, yeah, I remember that this was happening after Far From Home came out because people would go back and watch Homecoming and then they would start thinking, well, hey, why don't this and da da da. So I feel like then they saw it, but then again, they might have done what you said. I forgot who directed those movies. But maybe he seemed like super insightful, so maybe that was his whole plan. But I am curious to see what Brand New Day is gonna be, how that's gonna be. I initially was again, not gonna lie, was kind of when I first heard that they were doing a Spider-Man 4, I was kind of iffy. Because I was like,
why?
Well, it's why? No. I'm going to explain. Let me explain, Kieran.
Sorry, I had to explain.
You're blowing my mind right now.
I was iffy because I was like, wait a minute. So Holland got 3 movies. He kind of had a wrapped up thing. It's like, why does he get a 4th movie? But
here we go. But not Andrew. Is that what? Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Andrew. Okay, buddy. Let's talk about these wings, dog. Let's talk about these wings, dog.
My God. Okay. I'll pull up my notes.
Okay.
I don't feel that way now. I see it by possibility. That's all I'm saying. We'll leave this for its own debate. Hey, chat. If you guys want to see a Spider-Man, ski hold debate again,
yes, dude. Hey, you're not winning now.
I am putting all biases aside. I am not. I'm gonna pretend that all conversation didn't happen.
Well, okay, sorry. Before we pivot to the actual debate, CH.
Yes.
Which Spider-Man actor has the best movies?
Which Spider-Man has the best movies? Oh, dude, you're trying to get me canceled out here, man.
Just say it. What? Full chest, say it.
Go on. No hesitation. Go for it.
Does this count for live action or all of them?
Live action.
Live action.
Spider-Man has the best movies, like in a series as a whole.
Which actor has the best set of films?
Which actor? Toby, Andrew, Tom.
You're gonna hate me, Andrew. I love.
Oh, brother.
I'm sorry.
Oh, brother.
Wait. I know what that makes sense.
Yo. Tobey Maguire has the best set of films.
Toby.
Andrew Garfield is my favorite actor to have played Spider-Man. Toby's movies are better.
Toby's films. Listen, Tom's films are a mixed bag for me.
Tom's films are better than Andrew's.
Okay, some of them maybe.
Every single one.
Listen, for Toby, we're supposed to be talking about the wings right now.
He's trying to divert.
All right, let's talk about the wings. You're right. Kieran, take it away.
This is gonna be his own thing.
Take it away. We're done yapping. Take it away.